Alright guys, so I present you here the donor for the Is300. As you can see right there, there is a nice intercooler which indicates that this bad boy has a turbo. So here I present you guys pretty much the donor that's gonna go on the Lexus, and this engine isn't specifically gonna go on the Lexus since I already do have a motor on the engine stand getting ready to be built, but a lot of these parts are gonna go on my car, and I still don't know if I'm gonna go ahead and use this turbo or the one I already have, since I do have one already with the manifold. Still contemplating on that, but yeah, a lot of these parts are gonna go on the Lexus. A main reason that I'm not using this engine for my car is because it does have a hole in the block. It's down there. I'll show you guys later once I get this pulled out, but yeah, that's the main reason why the owner got rid of it, and I got a super good deal on it because it has a bunch of goodies. As you can see in the engine, it pretty much talks for itself. Came with some nice wheels, and if you come inside, as you know, these GS300s only come in automatics, but not this one. This one is ready to go. This bad boy has a CD09 in it, so if you guys are particular with manual swapping, this is basically what you want for power. And just the bell housing adapter alone, they go for like around 2 to 3 grand, and then the transmission alone goes for like 2 grand unless you get a super good deal somewhere. But I mean, just the transmission setup alone is probably like worth almost what I bought the car for, which is awesome. The car also came with a nice hydro brake, a nice D&D steering wheel with a quick release, and then the whole interior, I guess, is like a black sport design, something like that, but it's pretty cool. It's nice. It's really nice, except the driver's seat has a tan one. But overall, this car is pretty cool. It's kind of a shame that I'm basically just gonna gut it out and use the parts I need for my car basically, but I mean, it is what it is. The car was a drift car, so it has a bunch of other parts too. It has some nice BC coilovers, as you can see here. It has some, I can't really see, but it has some Megan upper control arms. The reason people do this is because the upper control arm hits the top a lot, and if you cut it out, it pretty much prevents it from hitting. Also too, the car does have a nice paint job. It is pretty beat up just because it was a drift car, so they cut the fenders. It had some over fenders. I think they're inside, but the color is super cool, and it is painted. It's not even a wrap, so that's pretty cool too. I mean, it's not the cleanest car, but I mean, for what it was used for, it's not in bad condition. It has some nice cool LED tail lights, nice Aristo trunk with the wing. It's pretty cool. Over here, as you can see, there's a lot more damage. Like I said, it was a drift car. And I think the over fenders are inside over here. So yeah, I had these over fenders. Let me see if I can get these. Yep, had these. So there you go. This bad boy, I basically just bought it mostly just for the CD09 and also to the ECU. As you can see here, it was in the glove box. I ended up disconnecting it, but this is a AEM standalone ECU, so that alone is a lot of money. And over here, basically all the goodies has titanium intercooler piping, which hopefully I will be able to reuse for my car as well. Has a catch can, turbo. Over here has a tile wastegate down there. Can't really see it. I guess it has a titanium downpipe and exhaust further back more. Has a GT valve cover. More goodies over here. Has injectors, has a fuel regulator, front facing manifold, 75mm throttle body, more piping. Over here we got a Willwood master cylinders. We got a harness too. It's another big component that is expensive. I think it's a tweaked harness. Yeah, right here, look. It is indeed a tweaked harness. Then also the boost controllers right here. Just pretty much, this setup is basically ready to go to slap on any car other than the engine, just taking off the components and yeah, putting them on something else. But what the guy told me is that it has GT internals on the block, so it has GT rods, and he also told me it had a built head. I am not too sure what's done to it specifically, but it kind of doesn't really matter because I kind of already have internal parts for my other engine, so mostly I'm getting everything external. But yeah, that's pretty much a quick overview on pretty much what's gonna happen to this car, which is gonna be pretty sad, but I'm gonna hopefully try to just get the transmission and the engine and try to sell everything as is. That way, if anyone's interested, this car is ready to go for them. They just gotta put a transmission and an engine in it. If not, if no one's interested in it, then I'll probably just fully part everything out, and I'll see where the car will end up going at that point. But yeah, mostly all of these parts will be going on the bad boy over here. So hopefully I will be able to pretty much get this up and going and have a turbo in it, since I pretty much have mostly everything I need to get this to where I want it to be. And as you can see over here is the engine that I will be using, and it already has a turbo. As if you guys ever seen my other videos, I have introduced this a couple of times. But yeah, this is the engine and turbo setup that I will be doing for this car, and everything else will pretty much just come to place. So this video is pretty much just gonna be me pretty much just taking the motor out with the transmission. So yeah, I'm not gonna get too in depth into it. I'm just gonna pretty much just gonna do like a fast-paced video of me pretty much just pulling the engine and transmission out. You guys are pretty much gonna wonder, oh, the Evo, the red Evo in the back, that's not mine, it's my brother-in-law's. He's parking it here for right now because he lives in the farm and there's a bunch of rats and stuff that get in the car, so I pretty much told him he could come park it at my house just to prevent that from happening. So here is where I ended up. I ended up just tearing everything down off camera just to make it a little quicker, because it took me a time span of a couple days just because I only had like an hour or two to work on it. And this is the damage right here. Look at that, right under the motor mount. Over here on this side you can see it's a lot better. Yeah, look at that. That went kaboom. The owner told me it had GTE internals, and I can clearly see that these are not GTE internals. These look like just the stock skinny VVTi rods. So I'm just gonna assume that this is pretty much just a stock internal block and head, and which is crazy because he told me that this pushed about like 550 horsepower or something like that, and that's pretty crazy to me that it's on a stock stock internals. I think that's pretty much how it blew, maybe. I am not too sure, but that was kind of pretty crazy to me. But yeah, I pretty much almost took everything I need. I think I just need the bow covers, and I think this block is pretty much done for. This is how I left the car. Nice and stripped. Still has a bunch of good parts that I'm gonna end up pretty much just posting for sale and see who wants them, like the reservoirs over there, master cylinders. So this whole car is pretty much gonna get parted out because I do not need it since I have too many cars already. So whatever's left is pretty much gonna go here. I just have a big mess of just parts everywhere. Here's a CD09, which is pretty nice. I like it. And then over here, the big turb skis that I took off right there. That one's from the Evo. That transmission is also for the Evo over there. There's the radiator. There's all the piping, the intercooler, the catch can, the intake, the exhaust, the downpipe. There's just parts everywhere. Over here too, I just kind of have a layout of all the stuff I took out. Here are the motor mounts, fuel regulator, fuel rail, oil filter sandwich thingy, and here's the fuel pump I took off as well. I guess it has a Walbro 450, something like that. Have the diff adapter for the CD09 drive shaft. Hopefully I'm able to use that drive shaft. I have a feeling it's gonna be a little longer because I think the GS is a little longer, but I am not too sure, honestly. Hopefully it's a great fit, or else I'm gonna have to get it custom extended or cut or whatever I need to do. And here are the mounts for the transmission. Looks like he just welded his own bracket. There's a basic overview of everything I pretty much took off. Yeah guys, pretty much all the stuff I took off is pretty much gonna go in this bad boy. So this bad boy is pretty much gonna get turboed a lot sooner than I expected, which is gonna be pretty badass. I am pretty excited for what's to come because this is basically my dream car. I'm finally gonna get it where I want it to be. So I still need a couple of more parts just to get it where I want it to be, but a lot less now that I got that car and pretty much had everything I basically needed. And I still don't know for sure if I'm gonna end up using this turbo or not, or if I should just use the swap that he had. Will make it a lot easier because it works with the downpipe and exhaust, and just everything is pretty much there. I don't really need to worry about anything else. Also the manifold too. Well, you can maybe still use the manifold, I'm not sure, but I don't know. I'll see what I end up doing. But here's the harness that I came with. This is a tweaked harness, which is pretty badass. Good quality harness. Yeah, there's a basic overview of everything we got and what we're gonna do to this bad boy, but we'll see what else is to come. I think I'm just gonna mount up everything to this engine and see how it fits and everything, because I still want to build the internals on this. I have mostly everything. I think all I need are pretty much cams, ARP head studs, and I'm not too sure, but I'm not too far off what I need. I have the valves, retainers, I have the non-VVTi rods and pistons to make this a little stronger build. I get this build started a lot sooner than later because I have a lot of things and I just want to get it done. I'm super excited for it. Guys, I think that's pretty much it for this video. I just wanted to give you guys a quick little update and just overview on what's happening and what's going on, since I haven't really been keeping up with you guys on what I'm pretty much been doing just because I've been super busy. I haven't had time to record at all. I actually haven't even had time to work on the car, but I have a couple hours in the day that I'm able to work on it, and I think I'm gonna take those to my advantage and just start doing it because I've just been pretty lazy to do anything at all to this car. Just been sitting in the garage and I need to give it a little more attention that it deserves. That's it for this video. I hope you guys stay tuned for a lot more because the Lexus is gonna get a lot coming to it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the support. I appreciate you guys a lot, and stay progressing. Alright guys?